Pisces.
Hey Pisces, Happy New Year 2015. Let me tell you though, you're going to start off 2015 with a lot of social aspects. You've got your 11th house full, but we're going to talk more about that in the January forecast. But looking at 2015, what I personally like to do when I forecast a full year is look to the Mars cycles. And why is that? Well, Mars takes 2 years to complete the chart once around. And here in 2014, you were pretty much working on all the outer aspects out in the world and the public at large. However, now it's like you're already starting to tune into more of an internal way of accessing your energies and focusing them. And we're going to go through the houses. It goes halfway through. You're going to start off slightly in the 12th house. So you're going to do that December 14th. But until January 13th, then Mars is going to cross your horizon into that first house. And Mars will take on the color, the flavor of the houses, but it will also embed the energies of what signs they're passing through. So each month, or should I say each phase segment, which is 6 to 7 weeks there, Mars will embody this energy and add to its direction. So here, January 1st through that of 13, yes, you are still now in the 12th house with Mars, which is leaving you feeling that you have a need still to reflect, okay? You're shutting down a 2-year cycle there, looking at what you have achieved, what you've grown, and where you want to take it now, because this new cycle might be somewhat different with new goals for you. And this will become evident from January 13th onwards. Now, that will be your first house, which has to do with yourself. The I am. Where do I want to use my energy, right? So Mars here in your sign will definitely bring out more of your spiritual, creative energy, since you are all that, Pisces. And not only that, but it's going to be touching upon igniting its 2-year, once at a time, conjunction with Neptune, your ruler. So I'm feeling some vision will be downloaded to you, and especially within the creative, artistic fields, you might feel that this is now going to blossom, open up new doors, and this might just become the flavor of the full 2 years. We're not just looking 2015, but until Mars comes back around to this. So whatever you start here between January 13th to February 20th, it's going to be a very important time for you. So you really want to make this opportunity work for you. Then from February 20th to April 1st, Mars will move into the sign of Aries. Now, Mars rules Aries, so it's going to be the double whammy fiery. For you, this is about your financial situation, your income stream. You might just see how Mars is going to fire up this house here, bring a whole lot more attention to how you can expand your income, what you can do different from what you have done. And since Aries is very entrepreneurial and Mars is too, wants to initiate, if you're starting something off here in February, well, good luck with that, because why? Things can turn around for you just like that. And this is also because Uranus is in your house here. And Uranus can bring fame overnight, it can bring wealth overnight, but it could also do the opposite. That's the unpredictability of Uranus. We never know. But we love Uranus because it changes up things. It brings more dynamics into it. And I'm feeling here from what I've seen and followed you, you've been expanding and growing into new areas. When the conjunction is accurate, this way will spark a new beginning. And then this new beginning will have a 2-year cycle. Uranus also holds genius thoughts, new inventions. This is the beauty of it. It can download full zip files of vision and creativity. And so it being in your 2nd house, well, you know, this is where it's going to touch. But the 2nd house is all about how you feel about yourself. Not just your inner habits, but your self-worth, your self-esteem. This Mars, I feel, is really going to put you on the map. of how you're going to bring it out and feel better about yourself with these new changes implemented and bringing money alongside with it as well. Then from from April 1st, you will have through May 13th, Mars going through Taurus. Taurus is love and it's romance. It's ruled by Venus. Mars is here. Mars, Venus, they really work together really well. They're the best of friends, can be. But it's in your area of communication. So you might come to see how you're going to be communicating somewhat differently. All right? And Taurus is all about security, wanting to ground things, have a little control on what's going on. So Mars, you might now be reaching out, communicating to whoever is listening in a way that's showing them your new direction, where you're heading. And I feel from all of this is that there's followers coming in, just because you also did start out here with a lot of group energy, top of the year, with all those planets up in your 11th house. So they might be following you into something new that you might be doing. So this is going to be interesting, but it also gets a little antsy. It wants to get on the move. Not long distance necessarily. That's more the 9th house. But it might be a road trip. It could be in its place or just getting out of town. But also siblings are going to be important to you, and so will maybe your closer community, neighbors and so forth. A little bit more interaction there while Mars is present. Then our shift is going to go to the home, and for a 6-7 week period, we're talking about the period between May 13th to that of June 25th. Mars is going to focus on your foundation, where you live, how you live, what needs to be done. Is there any repairs? It could also be how you're interacting with family members. It's who you are on the inside, basically, Mars here. And you're looking for new outlets to communicate what is important to you in this area. But also, it could be your parents, if you have them still around. And for others, of course, you do. They might be needing more of your attention at this time. Some support, and I see you just being very active, busy here. Then we're moving into a very fun placement of your chart, which is more about self-expression and joy and activities that you like to do that we call hobbies. But some of these hobbies could actually turn into new business, as this is also a very creative project type area for those of you self-employed. So when Mars is focusing here for 6 weeks, starting off here would be June 25th through that of August 9th. You can really take a big leap into your future. Anything initiated here for you right now, I feel not only are you going to have the energy, drive, ambition, and goal to do so, but there's also all this joy of doing it as if you're putting your heart and soul into it, nurturing it. And there may be hobbies that you've been wanting to nurture throughout life, didn't have time. Here we go. You get this big, beautiful opportunity to do so. And the good news about Mars this year, Pisces, is that it's not going to retrograde. As opposed to 2014, Mars retrograded up to 8 months there, and it just put brakes on. Every time you wanted to initiate something, here was this or that challenge, kind of just like causing all these delays and frustrations. But this year, you're really going to achieve a lot in a minimal of time if you're following where the energy is leading you, and you can focus. Let me tell you, not only can you move mountains, but you can create new mountains, new mountains to climb. So it's also a time where you can spend more with your children. Children is in this area. They might need you a little bit more, or it's just you feeling you're having the blessing to spend more time with them. And also for those of you single, let me tell you, it's a great time to meet somebody new. Mars is here. And so you'll be out and about a whole lot more. And for those of you wanting to get pregnant, well, 5th house is definitely that, and Mars is action. So there you go. That would be the best window of opportunity throughout the year, even though we get pregnant throughout all the months of the year. But especially for those of you focusing, and wanting to time it, great time here. Then we have the sixth house. The sixth house is you and your daily routines, the way you work, setting things up. You might have had so much to do, and yet there's things around you that might slow you down. It could be clutter or the way things are organized or lack of being organized. And Mars is going to be a little frustrated with it and really want to change it up. So you're going to love this drive to actually get all your ducks in a row so that it's not just leaving you for this period to be more efficient, but you could set it up so the next 2 years can be more efficient of how you get your day-to-day work done. So this is especially for those creative Pisces of you. You know how water is, it's all over the place, right? It's the ocean. So for you to have things organized, it just allows you more freedom to think and download these beautiful visions that you get. But don't forget your health. It's also in the health area. So whatever you do now, thinking about your diets, what you eat and how you eat, and are you getting enough of this or that, Mars will help you even here to do whatever research or changing up your scales, maybe to go work out a little bit more. It will just definitely also behoove you here. Now coming in nearly towards the end of our phase, not totally yet, but Mars will be moving into Virgo. This will be the period of between September 26th and that of November 11th. This is a time for you to radiate, shine, focus, and achieve a whole lot with partnership with your significant other. That is, for those of you who are married or living together, you will see how you could dedicate more energy towards him or her, or it could also be that your partner in many ways now will dedicate more energy your direction. However, which way it goes, it's going to be a time where you can catch up, make new goals, future plans, get on with it. Mars is action here. And this is also for those of you working very tightly or closely one-on-one. Okay, you'll see how you're going to be able to get on the same page now. Whatever you do here in this relationship area, and I just want to mention for those of you who are single, I always get the question, what about us who are single? Then what relationship? Always, always, always remember the first and most important relationship you have is always with you. And that's the one you have with yourself. The inner chatter, how you guide yourself, how you talk yourself up, how you talk yourself down. Is it good chatter? Are you supporting yourself or are you not? Are you stealing from yourself with thoughts that belong better in the delete box, the mental delete box? So there's always a relationship to be focused on. So, but the better you do in this area here until November 13th, then Mars is going to go into the 8th house of intimacy, where it's the deeper layers of our consciousness. Intimacy is not always just physical. It's those things that we feel a little vulnerable about, right? And where we share with shared resources, those people that we share with. How much do we reveal? How much do we hold close to heart? This would be a time where things are going to come up to the surface. It's been 2 years since Mars was in this place. So whatever you've been holding, if there's been issues, hopefully you've cleaned up as you went along, because then you don't really have a big cleanup here. If you've been stuffing, and men are better stuffers than women are when it comes to the emotional, well then expect that there is a cleanup coming up as Mars touches upon the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio, which is Pluto. Now, if Mars is dynamite, Pluto is nuclear. You could see those things when they come together and merge, and the fusion of it, it will bring anything up into a disclosure, which is good. We do want that, because this is when we can actually have an inner house cleaning, find the appropriate balance of what is too much or too little, so that we can be healthier as we move along. It's going to be 2 years until we get this beautiful opportunity to do this. So the cycles of Mars is showing us where we're heading, where we can obtain those important goals as human beings. Now, even though Mars is not retrograde this year, it is going to put you on that superhighway really cruising along quickly, but we still have the retrogrades of Mercury. And we always have 3 phases of it. The first one here is January 21st through February 11th. Then we have from May 18th to June 11th. And then September 17th to that of October 9th. So hopefully you got something to write down these dates with that we've been going through. And if not, no problem. These forecasts will be up for you for the entire year. And actually it's really nice down the road to come back in, re-listen just to see where you're at in these Mars cycles, right? Because you might forget what's coming up month after month. So this is good. Then we have the long transits. I'm just going to touch upon them. They will not change neither signs nor houses, excuse me, but they're working in the background in our subconsciousness, so we're slowly but surely transforming into these new beings. Here we'll start off with Neptune in your first house. Neptune is calling you. That is that spiritual call. What are you doing? You know, where are you heading? Are you listening to your dreams? Are you listening to that calling that's pulling you forward to the future? Neptune is very subtle. It's like that higher elevated voice that speaks to us. And what does Neptune want to do here in that first house? Well, it wants you to become more Neptunian, which rules your artistic abilities, talents, skills. It rules your spiritual self, the humanitarian that you are, the one that wants to go out and save the world. And of course you can't save everybody, but it really has the heart for humanity. So it's also you wanting to transfer some of your artistic abilities out to the world. That's Neptune's message for you. It's going to be here for several years. So some of you are now starting to feel how this is incorporating, that you are getting on track with your hopes and dreams. Uranus is changing the way you make your money, how you make your money. Some of this is coming through technology because Uranus is in that second house. So technology could be meaning that you're making your money through the internet, for example, or in sales of anything technological. But it's also changing up the routines of how your money's coming in, meaning it's not just a steady income flow at the end of the month. For you Pisces having Uranus there, you might have, ebb and flow, big high times where, whoa, overnight, here's new money income streams coming in. But then, be careful, put some aside because there might be some dry spots when Uranus chooses to take a 90-degree angle and throw, some kind of challenge our way. But it's nice to have Uranus there because it's liberating. So many of you Pisceans are seeing new ways to think about money. And you've never been materialistic anyway. But, it is a money maker for you. And then Pluto for you is in your 11th house. And it's been here for some time. So your power is and belongs to groups out there. Or around you, or affiliations with organizations. However you can kind of embed these, I feel that is the transformational platform that you can use to in fact steer your life and grow your life. So you still have many, many years here in this area, so that is a slow-mo, right? But you will see now that Saturn has completed its journey in the 9th house for the next 2.5 years. Watch what is going to take place now in your career. It was only here on Christmas Eve, December 24th, Saturn did that change. So you're starting off top of the year with Saturn now giving you a new consciousness of growing, securing, mastering your career. And you will notice this as soon as the year starts, that something is different, okay? And it's only the very beginning of this long journey, but you shall come to like it. But Mars now working on the bottom side of your chart. This is your solar chart we're talking about. Your personal chart, which I can't see from here. Of course, Mars is going through other houses. But in this chart, your solar chart is all about listening to the inner callings of the inner self. A little bit more reflected, a little bit more wanting to kind of pull back from just being public the way you have this whole last year. So that's what we have for this forecast for 2015. I wish you a happy new year. I'll see you continuously here on your monthly forecast, but listen to your moon rising sign and go listen to your partners too. And I'll see you.